Well, that's a bit disappointing. I mean, the engine's up to running temperature, and I can still see my breath in the car for a start. And the heaters are just not great. So I did a bit of reading, and apparently what happened was the reason there's those copper pipes in the engine bay, somebody removed the heater bypass valve, which is supposed to improve the heaters. But yeah, that was probably somebody else's attempt at trying to sort out the same problem I'm trying to sort out. But I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to jump into the dashboard and see if I can find out what's wrong with the actual heater matrix. I'm wondering, is it clogged full of foam, because I keep getting foam blowing out the heater vents as well too. So that's another thing to investigate. But I suppose we'll have a look. I mean, let's get stuck into it. So what I'm doing now is I'm removing the cover for the fuse panel here. There's a screw up here, so taking that out, and we just need to take out another screw over here, so that should allow us to remove the heater panel. There's a little box up there for putting the manual in as well too. It's not in it, unfortunately. It would have been nice if this had the original manual, but that is all, unfortunately. Anyway, another screw. Yes, there's two more screws. One there, so take that out as well too. And there's another one over the other side as well too. And on the passenger side, there is a screw here, another screw here, and two more along there. So that needs to come off as well, same as the one on the driver's side, which you can now see on the ground, and all the lovely wiring in there. So there's actually 5 screws holding this on. There's one that goes there, 3 that go along there, and then there's another hidden one that actually goes in there. It was hidden by the carpet, so I didn't actually see it there. But once you remove that, then this is out of the way. And this also gives you better access to the that's the heater fan motor. So it's actually very easy to remove that. It's just a clip, you turn it, it's kind of like a bayonet fitting, if you understand what I mean. And obviously disconnect the electrical connector, the whole assembly comes out, fan, motor, the whole lot. There's a little clip that you need to undo on the bottom of it as well too. It's kind of pressed into the middle, you can just about see it there. That's it there. Anyway, I don't think I need to take that out in this instance, but our offending article is actually in behind the centre console, so that is what we need to take out. So so that should be next. Right, so next we need to remove the gear shift knob, which is actually it's quite simple, in fact. So just literally just prise off, lift it up at the bottom. This is automatic, obviously the manual is a little bit different, but you need to unscrew the gear shift knob on a manual. But in this, what we do is just pry it up, and hopefully we'll be able to manoeuvre the centre console around it with that just lifted up. I don't want to have to try and remove that because there's a button on the side, and you know yourself, it's never going to work once I do that. The vents then need to be removed. There's a screw there, and a clip there, and a clip there, and they need to be removed as well too. So we pull them out, and then they just then that should give us decent access. You'd think I could have hoovered out the carpets before doing this job, but no. Anyway, look, what can you do? So this is the that's what's underneath the gaiter. It actually pries up at the front first rather than the back. You have to understand, it's a little bit of a voyage of discovery for me. I'm kind of trying to figure things out as I go along. So if you're trying to use my my instructions to do the job yourself, you might want to look a little bit ahead and figure out how I did figure out how to do it. Of course, I could be wrong. There might be a much easier way of doing it. But let's take that screw out there and move the gear shift forward. Have a look and see if there's any other screws. There doesn't seem to be. That's not to say there isn't, but I'll have a better look afterwards. And see then if we can get this this whole assembly to come out. Take the ashtray out as well too. If you're wondering how to take the ashtray out, you just push that little lad down and it comes out. Yeah, anyway, right, we'll take the heater vents out first. This is where Ross goes and breaks something, but we'll
Try and figure it out. I'm not fully sure why you need to take these out, but the instructions that I'm following are actually, they tell you you have to take them out, so let's take them out. I'll try and get it out without dropping it down into the vent, because then I have to go and retrieve it. Okay. You actually have to pry these little clips up quite far in order to get them out. So it's just something to be aware of. So they should just be pressed onto the vents at the back. Really don't want them out. Okay. I'm putting a lot of force on them here, and I don't like forcing things that are made of plastic. I don't like forcing anything really. I'm trying to figure out where we're going wrong here. Let's have a quick look and see. Okay, they are just pressed onto the ducts. That's all it is. That's what's called brute force and ignorance. It's not exactly the way I like to operate, but anyway, so that's that out. Next we'll take out that screw I showed you earlier on in the centre console. So that's that out. And the centre console slides towards the back of the car, revealing the heater box. Now there is a plastic nut there, another plastic nut there, and we need to remove them, and that'll take off this ducting and reveal for us the heater matrix. So it's amazing how these 10-minute jobs turn into 2-hour jobs, isn't it? I have this lovely little 10 quarter drive socket set which I picked up for, I think it was €45. I really like it actually. It's a nice piece of gear and it's great for these type of jobs, you know, and I tend to try and just keep it that little bit cleaner than I would my 3/8 drive Teng socket set. I like Teng stuff actually, but unfortunately they just don't seem to do a great range of Imperial tools, Imperial 12-point multi-hex sockets, which is what I need for work. can get Imperial 6-point sockets off them alright, you know what I mean, and they're very reasonably priced on that, and I would have actually bought some, but a lot of the stuff I would be working on would be 12 points, so that would be of no benefit to me. So yeah, that's one of those plastic nuts off there now anyway, and the other one over the other side. See, it was enough just to push the centre console off to the side, so I didn't really need to take the top of the gear shift knob off. Anyway, let's see what we're looking at. Wait to see all the foam falling out of here. I think what we'll probably end up doing is taking the hoover to it. How does this come out? It's like it's been blocked by something on the driver's side. See what it is. To take off, there's a couple of ducts to go over to the side vents. They have to be taken off, and I think that's the reason why you have to take off this, take out the centre vents. So, okay, I can't just reach for them up underneath here. I don't know though. Can't actually. Just get them there. That one's off already. So the one on the driver's side is the next one. I'll get that and we'll reconvene. The camera's all over the place because I'm holding it one hand and trying to fish it around. Alright, now I'm starting to see some of the problem here. See these, this flap here? It's got 3 holes in it. It's supposed to be covered in foam. It's not moving fully, first of all. It's stuffed up with foam. And the other one is the same, the one in the back for the heater matrix. So you can see it moving in there. So what we'll do first of all is we'll take a hoover, or vacuum cleaner, whatever you want to call it, clean that all out in there. And I'm not going to be putting foam on it. I think duct tape will do absolutely fine in this instance. And put a piece of duct tape on either side if I can get at it. But what I want to do is take it out and do it on the bench, because this is a disaster. This is. So at least we've kind of found our problem. Like, see, there's a hole in the middle of that. Another hole there. You can just feel the last of the foam there in the bottom one. Now that is going to let cold air through even if the heaters are on. So I don't understand what the point of the holes is at all. Like, I mean, so let's cover them up. They don't need to be there, and that will solve our problems. I managed to get out that this ducting here. Just looking, all the foam has gone around that as well too. So that's where the foam coming out the vents is from. It took a bit of let's just call it persuasion and leave it at that to get that out. They're kind of stapled on those things there, and that one's actually broken because it's getting a bit rough with it, but needs must. Anyway, we'll try and get this out now. Well folks, it's called duct tape, and if you can't seal a duct with it, then it's not worth having. So yeah, anyway, that's one done. So we have the little flap there which controls the position of the airflow. I greased up the little cog as well too on the bottom, so it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was, let's just say. So now to try and deal with that bloody thing in there, that's going to be the tricky one. So and that's the one we came to sort out. So we need to get a couple of strips of duct tape, stick them on the back, stick them on the front, but unfortunately I haven't figured out a way of getting at the back of it yet. But see, the thing is, there's a double layer of duct tape on that one there. It's actually, I put pieces on the back as well too to stop it from unsticking quite as easily. So not to be defeated, we'll figure it out. This has quickly turned into one of those jobs that would have taken 10 minutes. Well, maybe half an hour just to flush the coolant system out, but I've got half the car disassembled now. So the control cables are all greased up. That's one of the control cables there. That's the one for the heater, and then there's another one which you can see there as well too, is the one for the flap. So they're it's greased up now. The one on the heater is actually greased on both ends, so that is moving really nice. And if you have a look in here where the heater flap is, you see it's all duct taped up, and that is going to do the job nicely. A little trick with duct tape, by the way, that I learned off none other than Mk2, who is a very good he runs a very good YouTube channel, and if you don't follow him, I suggest you do. He said that if you put duct tape in the microwave, if it's gone all sticky and hard to peel, put it in the microwave for 15 seconds and it softens it up. And it worked a treat for my duct tape here, actually. It's really really effective. So saved me going out and buying a new roll of duct tape, so thanks for that, Darren, aka Musty. Right, so next thing I need to do is I need to take out the radio, which is quite easy in this car. And once we have the radio out, I will grease the top control cable. There's the bezel off anyway, so let's get the rest of it out. There we go. Right. So the connector is just stuck at the back there. Doing this one-handed is not as easy as you think. There we go. So you can see down in the bottom of where the radio goes, there is the control cable for the vents. So I'll just take out the frame for the radio. I'll be able to give them a good greasing, and that should work really nice. Okay, so that is moving lovely, and that is moving lovely. Feels like a new car. That's brilliant. So that's down to greasing the control cables and all the linkages as well too, and hopefully the duct tape should work. I mean, it will work. Hopefully it just stays where it should be though. Now the last thing to do is to put everything back together again. Installation is the reverse of removal, as they say in the Haynes manual, so I won't bore you with the finer details, but what I'll do is I'll show you what it's like after I'm finished. So let's get everything put back in. Success, folks. We have decent heat. Oh yes, they are working brilliantly now, and that's without the engine even been up to full running temperature yet. So absolutely delighted about that. Now that's fantastic. Just have to fix that vent now. That's small details, but yeah, even the flap for directing the air to various different places in the car is working properly. And I found a nice little feature in this car, which is obviously something to do with it being a driver spec car. It's got a light in the glove box. How cool is that? Little switch up there you can turn on and off. It only takes the simple things to please me, you know. But yeah, that's brilliant. So yeah, I think we'll probably leave it there. There you are. Yeah, well look, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to take the car for a spin now and just bleed the cooling system. Given the state of the coolant that was in this car, I'm glad I did it. It needed to be done anyway, so that's great, and it was a good starting point for fixing the heaters. It was a simpler job to do than actually taking off all the stuff in the dashboard, but unfortunately it didn't work, but how was I to know? But anyway, look, it's done now, so we've fresh coolant and we've got heaters in the car, and in the meantime as well too, I also sealed up a water leak in the boot as well too, so hopefully that will stop the car from fogging up, and the heaters will help to demist it. So yeah, anyway, look, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in a future video. Cheers.